Hey everyone, Voodoo here. Something a little different today. This is my guild's Heroic Ansurek kill, so I figured I'd go through it, just play along and comment over it, and do a bit of a guide on how to do it best as Havoc, talking about like when to use your cooldowns, different points and stuff like that, different pain points, and just showing you what I did and found to be useful on us killing this boss. Now, I will do these for the rest of the mythic bosses as well, as I did last season, but I figured I'd do one for Heroic Ansurek, and we're just going to get started. So obviously just send your cooldowns on pull. You really want to lust then. I'm just going to mute this. It's going to mess me up. And yeah, you really just blast. There's not a ton that happens on pull. Now, I am selected to be the very first jumper for one of the two puddles. Now, it's very, very important. On lower difficulties, you can skip these puddles. Also, watch me doing my rotation while also trying the bottom right to change that over to healing. But on normal, you can jump over these rings and have it not matter. If you jump over these rings on Heroic, you'll wipe your raid. The reason for that, and you'll see, you know, I kind of milk it a bit, then hop over. The reason for that is these stacks here. So these get split based on how many people are in each of the circles. 3 stacks is livable. 4 stacks is very dangerous unless you have like a ton of defensive running. 5 or higher is going to kill you. 2 is basically no problem. 3 is kind of iffy, but doable. So whenever you jump over that ring, you won't get a stack, but everyone else will get 3, which is bad. So you never really want to jump over that, basically ever. But yeah, I get the big green circle, so I just take it out. And our guild strategy was mostly just to put these along the edge here, left and right, and then just rotate around the room. It actually worked pretty well, and I found it to be pretty simple, and people kind of were able to manage it pretty easily. So here, meta is up, but I'm going to save it for these root sets. So roots are going to be one of the best parts in phase 1 for Havoc to do damage. So you want to pre-cook it a bit. I think I fell rushed a bit too early, but you send your I-beam here, Essence Break, and then you get to Death Sweep on all of the tombs. This will be a bit better once we get our buffs to Demon Surge, especially as some of the tombs die. But realistically, doing that does mean that you'll get Essence Break for future tombs as well. And again, the tombs are just going to be one of the most important parts. But P1 in the early stages, there's nothing really too crazy for Havoc. Darkness is good generally whenever the stacks are about to explode. So see here, I'm going to be using my Darkness here in a second. After these people run out with their bombs, I'm going to drop Darkness kind of on the raid right there, pair with our Spirit Link, just as the stacks go off, boom, and we all live and everything's fine. So here we have roots. So I prime up, I use my trinket, I use Immora, pre-use Sigil Flame, Fellrush out, back in, I-beam, Essence Break, and everything like that. It's going to blow everything up. You definitely want to pre-I-beam a bit. While you're I-beaming, you will be able to get kind of like the second, like the tail end of the I-beam into the roots, but then you'll have... ideally, I'll back up a bit here so I can show it. So if you see here, I beam a little early. The reason for that, of course, is that I can do Essence Break, Death Sweep, Demon Surge stuff right away, and it will still catch kind of the tail end of I-beam, and I can Essence Break first global and then Death Sweep right away, and I get a large Demon Surge explosion. You'll do more damage that way. But it's also just going to be useful for just doing boss damage and stuff like that, right? The longer you hold your cooldowns, the worse it is, and especially that's true here. So you see meta's up in 5 seconds. We have another root set coming. I heavily recommend spamming meta here to try and use it to get out of this root set. 2 reasons for that. 1, it just helps skip this, and this is a period when these roots need to die as fast as possible to move forward in the fight. 2, it's really good boss damage. And 3, there's not really a great time, because if you don't use it there, you end up holding your meta until the intermission. So I guess I'll just talk as this goes through. But if you don't use it there, you'll hold it to the intermission. These things are up here. You really don't want to get hit by these and just kind of end up in the thing over here. We actually do end up losing our Paladin, so we go down to the 4 stacks here. I think someone else is also not in it. Yeah, we had some deaths. Did someone miss it? I don't see it, but this is where it gets scary. We pop basically everything. We're like, okay, we gotta just live here. So we have some people dead, and it's whatever. So first thing comes up, and I-beam would be ready here, but it's right for a pull-in. So you're gonna have to hold this anyways. Generally don't do the I-beam combo right as the pull-in happens. You want to be basically out here. I go really far just to be safe because, you know, it's our kill, but you want to be at least kind of in this area here on the outer circle. You can maybe live it if you're like just outside of this inner ring, but I would go a little bit further just to be safe. Otherwise, if you go into that middle area, you're just dead. And here we come to the phase. So here it's pretty easy. You just want to dodge all these waves. I do my combo backwards just for space. Fel Rush in, Essence Break, Death Sweep, Annihilation, Annihilation. Another reason why I recommend holding, using meta where it is, so you can see here, I use my Essence Break and another pull is happening. There's not really enough time between each of the pulls in order to get your full meta combo off. And then you're forced to kind of go out and use a lot of that combo in an area where like you're just wasting damage basically. So if you're having trouble with this boss shield here, like you really want to beat this second pull, or third pull, sorry. We have 4 DPS dead and we still end up beating it, so we're pretty good there. I think as you're getting here later and later, it should be pretty easy to beat this third pull in. We just managed to beat it. We have, but she's casting it as we kill her, which is fine with 4 DPS dead. Pretty good there. But you really want to beat that, and she is 36% as we phase into P3, which is really good. Lower she is here, the better it is in P3. Now we come to intermission. This is a good time to be Havoc. So I would send I-Beam here, just to line stuff up. These bosses share HP with the ones on the other side. Only thing to watch out here is just these orbs are going to truck you if you get hit by them. Otherwise, there's like nothing else that really happens here. There's just a cast you have to kick, which is like chill. And then you just kind of line yourself up to get knocked off, like Raz, if anyone's ever done that fight. Pretty easy stuff there. We launch up. And on this fight, you want to target down the Guardian, as the range will do the Expeller. The only thing to watch out for here is just the Suck. Now the Suck will do pulsing damage around you. It doesn't do that much damage, so it's like mostly fine. The other big thing here is you get this Dispel, and the Dispel's chunk. I would probably pop a personal rate as that pull is happening, because generally it's pull and Dispel at the same time. They do so much damage. You'll probably get 2 pulls on this platform. It'll depend how many DPS you have alive or dead. And I would not use meta or I-Beam or anything here. I would save it for the next platform. And as soon as you can, click these. If a pull is going off and you click both of these little pillars, it will cancel the pull. So very, very good to have your rage. Just click them as soon as they're up. That way you'll cancel any pulls and lose into damage there. Don't touch these spiders until your tank has aggro, but your tank should want to bring these spiders right over to this boss here. And you're going to unload your meta combo on these. Blow up the shield ad. The shield ad needs to die. All the little spiders need to die as well. And just absolutely blast them. Do as much damage as you possibly can here. And then use the rest of your combo on this little expulsor. Should all die. Again, we had a ton of damage in this fight. So everything was basically like dying during our burst. Here's the pull. If you click both of them, cancels the pull right there as you saw. We have more spiders here. Again, let your tank get aggro. Then we come up to the final platform, which has another one of the first ads on it. Again, nothing crazy happens here. You just kind of have to watch out for the orbs. The spiders do need to die. They put a stacking damage taking debuff on your tank. So here, our tank has 40 stacks of it, so he's taking like 80% extra damage or something like that, which is a lot. But nothing too crazy. So line yourself up, get knocked back onto the main platform, and you're in P3. So you have some time here to just blast the boss. If you have enough boss damage, you can hold your I-Beam here, which is what I did. Generally speaking, though, if you need the boss damage, like we're here and the boss is at 35%, 100%. I'm like, okay, we don't need boss damage here. I'm going to save this for the spiders because those need to die. It's going to be good for my overall. But if you don't have good boss damage here, like we're literally at 31% as phase starts. If you're in the 50s or the 40s, send your I-Beam here just for more cooldown usage and stuff like that. So I pre-pep my trinket and the tank goes off with this mechanic. This mechanic is very important. These are going to be a bunch of spiders. These spiders, if any of them reaches the boss, it's basically a wipe. So what I'm going to do, because they're very tanky, they have like 30 million HP, I'm just going to meta Essence Break combo on them and just blow them up as fast as we possibly can. These absolutely need to die. These shackles are also important, which we'll touch on. So ads die. As they start to drop off, you can kind of leave them alone. So these you want to go and put them over near the boss to just cleave down. They're a little suck in. They drop off damage, but you want to just kind of put them close to each other. And you need to kill these. If you touch them, they will stun you, which is good. And we move on. Next mechanic is these little portals. Not too bad. One in and one out. There's nothing too complex happening here until you hit the phase after this. So just doing damage to the boss. Again, I'm going to hold my meta for the next spider set just for more ad damage because our boss damage is so good. If your boss damage is a little bit less, you can just send the stuff on the boss. But again, I'm doing this just for the good of the raid here. And again, you know, it's a higher overall pad too, which is good. Those little spheres behind us, and we are moving back into a repeat of the first set of mechanics. Now, here, again, prep my Immolation Aura, Sigil of Flame gets ready. I use it right here. I backflip and I blow up these ads. He goes a little far with them. I think these ones can go a little bit closer. but it works out in the end. So they honestly just kind of die before I finish my full burst. So I go back to the boss, I use I-Beam, and I use Essence Break to kind of blow up the shackles and cleave down the boss here. So still getting boss damage onto the boss, still killing these shackles. And here, I think the better plan was just to kill the boss. We swapped over these spiders. These spiders are a heroic mechanic. I don't even know if they're normal. We killed it too fast. But basically, there's shields on 3 of them. They spawn in different corners. You have to break the shields and kick them. And then whenever you break the shields, whenever you kill them, they spawn and have an essence that goes up. So if you can find it. So I'm supposed to take this one. So there we go. So I go and I take it. This one's a massive dot on you. And if this essence is on the ground, like you die or someone didn't pick it up, and the wave hits it, the void wave that's about to happen, you're going to wipe. So you do want to pick this up. Havoc's pretty good to take it. It does truck. And the boss is almost dead. So I literally just pop Nether Walk here, and I'm just sitting in it. Or I'll pocket here or something. I pop it before the boss dies. But boss just dies. Oh, and I pop it as we go through here, I think. I don't really know. Yeah, boss dies before we go through it. That could have been bad because one of the things was on the ground there. That's basically the idea. I think there's probably a few more optimizations I could do. I definitely was playing safe. And just being careful and not dying and stuff like that. But I do think using your meta on the ads is going to be some of the best stuff you can do for Havoc. Just because of the fact that these ads are very important, need to die. And Havoc's going to be very good at dealing with them because of how the cadence of our CDs work. So again, you know, requires a little bit of holding, but I think, you know, on the few pulls we've had on this boss, I think that was pretty good. We didn't have a ton of pulls in P3. P3 is pretty easy once you get here. We see here, like, just me and the Rep Paladin are just absolutely blowing up these ads. They need to die, and then go back to the boss. And you can even, you know, use the rest of Demon Surge stuff to blow this stuff up, which is pretty good. So that's gonna be it for my little bit of commentary here. Nothing too complicated about the boss itself. Again, having Havoc be one of the people who picks this stuff up is pretty good because we're very tanky. Bringing it through the portal, you kind of want to go last. It's like not a big deal. It's going to destabilize the portals, but you have so much time. And then we kill it. And then we didn't get great loot. We got 2 weapons, I think 2 shields, pants, wrists, and a shoulder, which is not great. No very rare ring, no trinket. Unfortunate. But good fight. Everyone got their 4-piece. It was all pretty good. Then we went on to Mythic. So that's good for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. I'll be doing this for some of the Mythic bosses as well, because it's just kind of stuff that, you know, I normally do. The full clip of this is up on Twitch if you want to watch it without my commentary. Just in the background, you'll have game sound and me just talking through the fight. But overall, I think it's pretty good. You can probably get a little more damage out on ads, depending on what your other guild's doing, other people are doing. But as you know, you go further weeks in this fight, you're going to end up, the ads are going to die more and more, and probably just end up saving your burst for the boss. But for now, I think the ads are more than enough, like, very important to die, and by doing a little bit of saving and holding, you can definitely end up just blowing them up with Havoc's Felskard stuff, which is pretty good. So there you go. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be live again Wednesday and Thursday this week for more raid, and I will see you guys later. Peace. A big thank you to all of my channel members. Thank you, Sky Elk, Andrew Keenel, 100,001 Zans, Brad Wisniak, Felfa Darren Dark Terror, and Magic Man 133. Thank you all so much. If you want to help support me and help fund the channels and the videos, follow the link in the description to become a channel member and get some cool perks in the process. Again, thank you all so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.